All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the wonderful and terrifying world of Kaiserreich, where we are continuing. Haha, not this. No, I played a bit of Ireland last evening. I'll light it up and show you. I played a bit of Ireland. You know, in the previous stream, I noticed that Ireland has an amazingly big focus tree. I decided to play a little quick game with them yesterday in the evening, and I tell you what. As you can probably tell by the state of what was once the Union of Britain, Ireland is a surprisingly fun campaign. I recommend Ireland. In fact, I recommend them even more than Finland, because the thing about Ireland is it's slightly amazing just how much you can industrialize it very quickly in the build-up to the war. Its industry frickin' explodes with all the national focuses and events and stuff that happen, and you can get its research speed up to a ludicrous level. I think I had like plus 33% research speed at one point in like 1938. It was outrageous. I was researching tech that was ahead of its time at a normal speed. And yeah, Ireland, very, very cool. And of course you get the choice as well. That you can, assuming that the Union of Britain doesn't try to, like, invade you early, which they occasionally do, you get to sit and wait for basically as long as you want to before picking a side as well. You can just sit there, building up your little army and doing stuff, and then you can decide, right, I'm going to side with the Kaiser, or I'm going to side with the Entente. Or I believe you can also go syndicalist as well if you want to, but... yeah, it was interesting. I actually sided with the Entente in the end, as much as it made me feel dirty playing as Ireland to side with King Asshole over here. It turned out to be definitely by far the best option. I pretty much single-handedly took England because the Americans and Canadians made a landing in Wales, and then I brought my troops over, and then the Americans and Canadians basically fucked off. I don't really know where they went, but they pissed off. And left me holding the bag, and so the Irish army basically had to very slowly take all of England, and they did it! They did it. And it's just, Ireland. You wouldn't think so, but they're actually a really fun campaign. Do recommend, 10 out of 10. So anyway, in the meantime, we're heading back to Japan. Just thought I'd throw that little aside in there, because I like to suggest cool and interesting countries to people who may not have considered them previously. Because I am one of those people who likes to play as the minor countries, who basically just sort of participate in the war as opposed to conquering the planet. I really enjoy that. I like playing as Australia or Finland or Ireland or, little countries like that. I'm not a big map painter myself, personally. I'm not one of those people that just likes to paint the entire globe their colour. Because I find it gets a bit boring after a certain point. However, today we're playing as Japan, who admittedly are a bit more map paintery, but, and this music seems quite loud to me. Just one moment. That would explain it. I think I turned the music up because I was listening to the Kaiserreich music pack yesterday when I was playing Ireland, and all the Kaiserreich music pack songs are really quiet. So that means it's probably the first bit of this VOD is not viewable for people in Denmark again, unfortunately, because the song that's playing right now is well, when Content ID picks it up, it bans the video in Denmark for some bizarre reason. So with it, please convey my apologies to my Danish viewers who can't watch this. Anyway, we're playing as Japan, everybody. We're playing as Japan in the East Asian co-prosperity sphere, which has suddenly got an awful lot bigger because China's part of it now. After a completely peaceful transfer of power, which we had absolutely nothing to do with, China now has Yang Yuting in charge, and he is part of the co-prosperity sphere, leading the reformed government of China. Feng Tian is dead. Long live the reformed government of China. Yeah. As a result, the East Asian co-prosperity sphere is huge. It's mega chunk now. We basically got like all of this into this little bit in India. We've got all of Indochina and Burma. got a little slice of the East Indies. We've got all these Pacific islands. Things are going pretty good, and we're at war in America. Because I've intervened on behalf of the Pacific States of America to save American democracy and also capitalism from destruction at the hands of the CSA. Over here, Jack Reed and his boys. They must be destroyed for the good of Japan and also America, but also Japan. So yeah. We're currently aiding the PSA, who were in the process of being completely wiped out almost by the time we got there. The Reds had made it all the way over to about here-ish, and we've pushed them back quite significantly now as a result. And we're bleeding them dry at the minute, really. Their manpower reserves are crumbling. We've destroyed a lot of their divisions and encirclements. It's going quite well, but we are fighting across America. Specifically, we are also fighting across the western half of America, and so therefore it is a slow and grueling process, but we are winning. So that's the state of things. Europe is more or less static at this point. The war in Europe has kind of come to a close. Germany's still balkanized. The former Austria-Hungary is also balkanized. Yugoslavia is chonk. Italy is united. So is the Iberian Peninsula. France got its rightful Alsace-Lorraine clay back, and also Luxembourg, which is growing out of the side of France like an ugly wart right now, and I don't like it, but never mind. And, and they're also in the process of wiping out what's left of the Entente in Africa, including the German government in exile. Kaiser Willy III is not long for this world, it has to be said. And that's pretty much all it comes down to. We're expecting... The Russians own Greenland! I've just realised this. The Russians own Greenland. Greenland is now actually green. Bloody hell. How did I only just notice this? Alright, anyway, that's a thing. Right, yeah, and then the Reds are inevitably at some point probably going to invade Canada and King Eddie. Well, actually, it's King Albert in this save game, isn't it? It's King Albert in this campaign. Yeah, he's not long for this world. He's probably going to be fleeing to... Oh, wait, no, he's not going to be fleeing to Australia because Australia is part of the International on their syndicalist. Ha-ha! He's nowhere to run. Okay, well, maybe he'll flee to Russia, I suppose. Or maybe he'll flee to Japan. Now, that'd be funny. Sitting there drinking tea with Hirohito in the Imperial Palace. South Africa, maybe? Yeah, I suppose he could flee to South Africa, I guess. There's not much left of the Entente at this point, is there really? I suppose there's the Dominion of India. He could go there, I suppose. Yeah, there's not much left. There's not much left. And as much as I'd love for the Russians to go to war with the Syndicalists, I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. I'm still praying that they don't decide to go to war with me, or at least if they want to, offer me an ultimatum first. Because if they want the Kurils and Sakhalin and Transamur, they can bloody have them. I'm not interested in fighting in Siberia. They've got a whole other thing going on over here. So there's also a different event if he has nowhere to flee to. Yeah, there probably is. I'm going to assume there probably is, because when I conquered Canada as the Union of Britain, he fled to Australia, and then the war ended, so I couldn't really do anything about it, unless I wanted to declare war on Australia again. And by that point, it was like 1946, and the game had gone on long enough, and it was running pretty slow, and I just thought, fuck it, whatever. You got away this time, Eddie. So, yeah. Anyway, start. Cool beans. So here we are. There's China in all its glory. They're not currently sending much help to America to help us right now, unfortunately. I think mostly because they're still trying to keep order. Because, boy, is there a lot of foreign claims here, which means there's probably a lot of resistance right about now. But maybe the Chinese will send us some reinforcements at some point. That would be nice if they did. I Honestly, it'd be nice if any of you could send me some reinforcements. Like, guys, come the fuck on. You're in my war. Why are you not sending me anything? I suppose I could... can I... request garrison support? Didn't even know that was an option. Also... no, I love you, Kaiserreich music packs, but no. No, not in this stream. Not in this stream. Thank you very much. You will get my VOD muted. Snooty Fox. We like Snooty Fox. Alright, anyway. How many convoys do they have? That might be why, actually. Yeah, good point. Siam's got 125. China's got 376. Alright, no excuses in the convoy department, then. Alright, they're just being lazy. Whatever. We seem to be winning even without their help, anyway. Not in no small part, actually, thanks to a bunch of foreign volunteers from Brazil and Austria and Russia as well, actually. Quite a few Russians about the place. Let's just say that half the rest of the world has a vested interest in the CSA losing this war. And the syndicalists over in Europe can't send any volunteers to the CSA because they're technically still at war with the Entente. Which means because they're in a war, they can't send volunteers. Which is a bit of a silly restriction if you ask me, but fine, whatever. Right. Let's see, we've got a whole bunch of things up here. Missing equipment production, that is the... hold on. Modify land lease. I think that will finally get rid of that once and for all. Unfulfilled import request. Vietnam is not sending me my steel, you bastards. We have tons of planes in reserve because our entire air force is completely useless to us right now because of Paradox's stupid policy towards military access and airports. So might as well get rid of that and that. No divisions in basic training, that's fine. I don't want to deploy any additional manpower right now. This is kind of the emergency manpower fund in case Russia does in fact decide to declare war and ruin my day. So go away with you, and we are at war. We have successfully decrypted the cipher of the Combined Syndicates of America. We could reveal intel for 30 days, which would give us a very short-term, very nice buff to a bunch of stuff. But I'm going to keep the passive bonus instead. Because after those 30 days are up, the CSA will realize we've broken their codes, and they will change them, forcing us to break their cipher all over again. And it took quite a while to do, so... not enough manpower equipment to fulfill our garrisons. Some occupation laws will not have their full effect until their garrison needs are fully satisfied. We're missing, apparently, 181 support equipment and 103 motorized. That's interesting. Yeah, this war is expensive when it comes to equipment, unfortunately. We're at a deficit for a lot of stuff, and the problem with the motorized and support equipment is I don't actually have a stockpile of either of those right now. Which is a problem that I'm just going to have to deal with. How's the Korean militia doing? They're actually moved down from the north. They're now here. I don't know why they moved, but they did. This is a big army group frontline I set up here. So the field marshal here, Hatta Shunroker here, he's basically just assigning the armies as he sees fit. At the moment, it's not me doing it. So for some reason, he felt the need to move the Koreans down here. I don't know why. Are sprites updated with the new guns yet? Can't quite tell. Nuclear reactors done. This is my little insurance policy we've been working on in the background for a while now. Unfortunately, I can't quite figure out a way to deploy nuclear weapons against the combined syndicates of America when they become available, because you need to drop them via a strategic bomber, and there just doesn't seem to be anywhere I can base a strategic bomber out of at the moment nearby. Because getting military access off someone doesn't allow you to use their airfield, so in order to drop an atomic bomb on, say, Washington or New York, I would have to I'd have to invade and take some territory over here somewhere that would actually be mine and not the PSA's, which is much easier said than done, because I don't know how I would do it on account of my naval range not being long enough. At what point does the PSA become allyable? I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. Frankly, in no campaign I've ever done have they survived long enough to actually ally with anyone. And I've never played as them, so I genuinely don't have a clue. Anyway, nuclear reactors are done. We could research experimental rockets for the lulz, but there might be something a bit more pressing we need to worry about right now. Anti-air, anti-tank. I mean, giving some of our divisions anti-air wouldn't be a terrible idea, considering we can't rely on our own air force right now, but whatever. I think we'll just go advanced artillery upgrade here. Boosh, 54 days, and it'll be done. Now, I do believe we can actually build nuclear reactors now. Yeah, we can. Excellent. So we're going to start doing that. And I'm going to start doing it on all these little Pacific islands out here. Well, actually, no, I'm not, because apparently most of them don't have building slots. This one does, though. Looks like Guam has one. What was once Guam and is now, sorry, what? Omiyajima, apparently. That's what we're calling it these days. Any free building slots? Well, I guess my plan to build nuclear reactors in the Pacific Islands. Oh, there's another one. Build one here. No, we can't. It's 3 of 2, not 2 of 3. Build one here, in Malaya, and one in Singapore. Could build a few in India, although it's a little unclear to me what the future of India is going to be, so maybe not for now. Don't want to give the Indians a bunch of free nuclear reactors. That might be bad. It would appear we can fit a few in mainland Japan, though, so there's that, I guess. Oh, hang on, though. I can put one in Taiwan, and I can put one here in Okinawa as well. All right, cool. I'll probably do for now. That's quite a lot of nuclear reactors. Yeah, I feel like introducing nuclear weapons or nuclear reactors to India might not be the smartest idea. Code Prosperity Sphere gonna be glowing. Rocket science, hurrah! Is there anything else left? Paratroopers, I guess? Isolate Australasia? Not sure I want to poke Australasia right now. Colonial incentives will piss off people as well. I don't think there's much left, guys. I could get some blueprints. I mean, well, blueprints. I can get some research bonuses for various naval bits that I don't need anymore. I could research kamikazes. which would actually get us... I mean, it would allow us to do kamikaze attacks, which I don't want to do. But it would also actually modify strict pilot training by an additional plus 15% air experience gain, which is kind of nice, actually. So I guess I'll research Divine Wind. As the Imperial rescript to soldiers and sailors states, duty is as heavy as a mountain. Death is lighter than a feather. The purity of youth will usher in the Divine Wind. Oh, this was some seriously fucked up shit in real life. I can't do it. I'm sorry. We do have continuous focuses available. I think I might just start using these. Construction engineering? Maybe. Air production, naval production. Ooh, actually. Army training? I'm going to do naval production. Because we are doing a bit of naval production right now. We've got those carriers being built. Along with a bunch of other stuff. So that'll become now cheaper and faster. Don't have any surpluses now as a result of that, do I? No, it does not like it. Anything that deals with legation cities? No. Legation cities are unfortunately untouchable now because they've joined the Entente. I'm sure if I had acted a bit faster earlier in the campaign, we might have been able to do something about that, but alas, it was not the case. Guys, can we please can we take this? I know you're sucking right now, and Crazy Milton is giving you an absolute drubbing, but please, can we take this province? I don't think me begging the computer is going to make a difference somehow, actually. It looks like it's just not going to work. Why isn't it going to work, though? That's what I want to know. What is actually the problem? Let's fucking dissect this, shall we? Well, I've only only got 60 width of divisions, and they've got 98 for one thing. They've got monstrous... Oh, absolutely monstrous defense. Holy shit, look at that. 938 defense. Intel advantage, air support, commander skill. Yikes. Now, having said that, we have that's a reasonable amount of breakthrough we've got there. A lot of it due to our planning bonus, but just oof, frankly, oof. Oh my god, it's turning green! I mean, 8 of the divisions in here are fucking militia, so they really shouldn't be putting up as much of a fight as they are. The Irish campaign I was doing actually really taught me the value of having high org as well when it comes to making attacks, and particularly on doing really desperate defenses as well. Oh, thank you, China. Appreciate it. 3 military factories. What are we lacking right now? What's the big things we're lacking right? We're lacking a lot of things right now, but mostly right now motorized, oddly enough. But yeah, I stacked a couple of dudes down here in the Irish campaign that gave me like a plus 20 or 30% organization for my units, and it really allowed them to perform above and beyond the Call of Duty a bit when it came to dealing with the superior, well, I don't know if it was superior, but the superior numbers of the Union of Britain's army. garrison template uses motorized. It shouldn't do. Actually, no. Apparently it does, because that's what the thing here is telling me. What is the motorized element of my garrison divisions? Because I want to delete it. What am I looking for here? Occupied territories. No, it can't be that. It's this one. Ah, it's the field hospitals. Remove. Sorry, we're decommissioning all of your field hospitals now. Apologies, garrison divisions, but yeah. We need the trucks in America, really, I'm afraid. Just gonna have to switch to using horses and carts for a bit. Free military factories again. Don't know where I suddenly got 2 military factories from there. Might have been from overseas, one of my occupied territories, perhaps. I don't know. Who's doing the attacking here? Cease this immediately. You do not have orders to attack here. Why are you attacking here? Good grief. I don't know. Oh dear. I think what's happening is the PSA are leading an attack and my dudes are basically just automatically assisting it. I think that's essentially what's happening. It was the same in China, where Feng Tian did a lot of the actual initiation of attacks. And then my guys are just standing there giving them some support. That's the chief issue, really. Oh, we're about to get a tasty surround here? Are we about to get a tasty encirclement of a whole 4 divisions, but still it's better than nothing. God, they had a lot of stuff crowded into this province, didn't they? My God. Night vision is done. Hurrah. And it's a year ahead, but it's like it's only 115 days. Improved infantry equipment 3. Why not? Right. Apparently something is done here. What's this? Ah, rescue captured operatives complete. Except you don't appear to have rescued the captured operative. I guess it was a different one. I don't know anymore. I don't know. I don't know. People, get back to spying and building intel networks, please. I need that delicious, delicious intel. Are you guys on scraping the barrel yet? Nope. All adults serve. Back up to 1 million manpower. Also, can somebody please put this guy out of his misery? Jesus. First Montana resistance, eh? Oh no, that's the guys on our side. We're fighting against the 43rd Wing Victory Division, 44th and the 6th. The 6th Sightseeing 6th Division. I remember you guys. Encirclement penalty. Yep. That's right. There is indeed a sweet irony to Japan saving the Pacific States. There's a lot of irony going on in this particular playthrough, and I love it. Mark Lib gang. I think they're actually Social Democrats at the moment. They're Farmer Labour. Olsen's boys. Olsen's guys. Do you know what? In the Irish campaign I was doing, Olsen got in America. I was absolutely delighted. I was like, it's my boy! He's back! Although he got the two-way civil war against the syndicalists instead of against the South, because he had Huey Long assassinated. He went down the alternative route. Huey Long is assassinated. The America First guys kind of collapse, and then Jack Reed and the syndicates go independent and secede and stuff. And from what it looked like, that's probably the easiest civil war of the bunch, actually, because the Federals won that really fast. They won it in like 1938, and then immediately joined the Entente straight after, which is part of the reason I went Entente with Ireland, is because the Entente had America in it. And that suddenly made the Entente incredibly scary. Because ordinarily, the Entente are a bit of a joke. They don't really get anything done. They make a few failed naval invasions in the Mediterranean and in Scotland, and that's usually about the extent of their game, which is kind of what happened in this one, really. But when you've got America on your side, it's a totally different story. So, yeah. Do you kind of just start with New England, or do they invade it during the timeline? Yes, they do. When the American Civil War breaks out, the Canadians move in to occupy New England, as well as Alaska up here as well. All right. Frankly, at this point, I'm feeling ambitious, guys. I'm feeling ambitious. I'm not going to activate the plan just yet, though. We need to take a bit of a breather after that assault. We're just outside of Denver, though. We're so close to the end! Denver is not the end, though. Chicago might be, but I suspect we'll probably have to go all the way to Washington, just like Yamamoto said in real life. Diesel-powered emergency pumps are done. Jolly good. What's this? Improved depth charge mortar. Ooh. Advanced landing craft. Uh-huh. Yeah, we're kind of neglecting the naval tree almost entirely here at this point, because the Navy has become far less relevant than I thought it would in this campaign. Land doctrines are maxed out. Artillery is about to be maxed out. Ah, the Chi-Ha is done. Jolly good. Go ahead and research the Chi-Nu then. Support companies are as far as they're going to get, really. Well, better mountain divisions? I am considering recruiting a few mountain divisions, actually. Although we're past most of the mountains now. At least until we get to the Appalachians over there. Honestly, some medium or even heavy tanks would actually be pretty sweet right about now. Really make mincemeat out of all of these militia divisions. I had one really weird division as Ireland when I was battling the English. One really weird division, which was like it's one that Ireland starts off with. They have the singular tank division, and it's a weird collection of like 20 heavy tanks, and a bunch of like World War I German tanks, which are listed as light tanks. And I upgraded the light tanks to like proper modern light tanks, and I kept the heavies. And they had an infantry detachment as well, but foot infantry. So even though they were light tanks, they were very slow. You know, keeping speed with the heavies and the infantry. But this one division with the little heavy tanks and the little light tanks and then the 3 units of leg infantry absolutely made fucking mincemeat out of the British militias. Just completely wrecked them. Yeah, they get some hand-me-downs from the Germans, yeah. They get a few old German tanks that the Jerrys didn't need anymore. And it turns out they're really damn useful. That was still at a deficit for motorized. I don't suppose I can get some Lend-Lease trucks off someone, can I? Yo, Canada, how are you doing? Could I get some trucks, please? Wait, no, I want Lend-Lease off you, not yet. Request. They will accept, apparently. Please, please send me some trucks, Canada. I could really use some right now. They're going to send me 1,000 trucks, like, right now. Just once. Okay, brilliant. Cheers, Canada. Cheers, Albert. Appreciate it, my dude. Yeah, they couldn't. The Union of Britain just... I think they had one medium tank division, which caused me some problems on one occasion, but I quickly upgraded a couple of my infantry divisions with anti-tank guns, and that sorted them right out. But aside from that, they were all like infantry and militia divisions with no piercing at all, so this one little tank division was just running amok around East Anglia, and it was very funny. It was on, like, at one point, it was on, like, 2/3, like, reinforced strength and, like, 50% org, and it was still just smashing the militias to pieces. Right, let's see. Invite the reformed government of China into our economic sphere. Now, before we do this... Right, we've maxed out relations with them. Okay, brilliant. I think we can probably try and get away with this. I'll drop a save first in just in case. But China, would you like to join our economic sphere and get some really sick benefits? I'm not kidding, by the way. You get like plus 20% construction speed and resource gain efficiency, and minus 10% consumer goods factories if you join the co-prosperity sphere. It's quite prosperous, as the name would suggest. It would be nice if there was an option to join the Entente as Japanese, actually. Yes, that is true. It would be quite fun to do that. Hirohito's out of the deal. Oh, dear. That would make a good. VOD title. That one, actually, that might be the title of this one on YouTube. Hirohito's out of the deal. Advanced artillery is done. That is artillery maxed out and finished. This is why I wish the tech tree extended a bit further. Like Kaiserreich with Road to 56's tech tree would be the perfect mod. It just would be. But alas. Our artillery will go no further. So never mind. What's interesting about anti-air, I've noticed, is that by the time you get to like 1943 anti-air, you essentially get like flak 88s. And look at the hard attack on them. Yeah, it's not bad. Great air attack, obviously, but look at the hard attack and the piercing. I didn't realize it until fairly recently, but you can use anti-air, like late anti-air, in Hearts of Iron 4, exactly like the Germans did in real life with their Flak 88s. You can fire them at ground targets, and they're quite good. And also, these are some serious doom stacks here. Holy shit, look at this. China has agreed. Brilliant. Excellent. Anyway, I need to actually pick some research here. I suppose we can continue upgrading our Air Force. Not that it's seeing much use, but running out of things to spend the research on. Let's promote investment in... Oh, finish the land reform program. Progress is at 8. I think we've maxed it out, so let's do it. It's a miracle! Land reform has been an ongoing political issue, and we are not the first government to try and implement solutions. But where others have failed, we have done what many thought was impossible. We have completed what is being internationally recognized as one of the largest land redistribution programs in history. 2.3 million hectares of land have been distributed to farmers during the project, and landlordism, as Japan knew it, is no longer exists. Banzai! 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 2 building slots added to a whole bunch of provinces. And the poor land use national spirit is finally gone. My stability is now shot up. Oh, that's beautiful. That was worth the wait. It took us like the better part of a decade to do that, but it was worth it. All right, let's promote investment in the Republic of Burma. There we go. Now what? Let me guess. Not enough steel? That's what I thought. Well, hold. What? Why am I at minus 175 steel? What the fuck has happened? Did someone I was buying steel from get annexed? What happened? What happened? Oh. My trade influence with Russia has been completely nuked. Well, fuck you, Russia. I'll buy my steel from someone else. Like, China. China and, well, let's see. A few people I'm going to have to buy it from. Helvetic Republic. Oh, God, I think that's Sweden or something, isn't it? Sweden? Sorry, no, Switzerland. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Prussia has lots of steel, although not a lot of it spare right now. But fine. Sweden. Heck, the Pacific States have got some. Sam! Oh, we're scraping the barrel a bit. How much has that got me? Oh, I've actually got a slight surplus. Alright. Russia. Thought I had a slight surplus here. What's the problem? Maybe this needs to update. Whatever, I seem to have a surplus of steel. Surplus of my puppet, that's probably it. Yeah, you're right. Alright, cool. Steel situation solved. Fuck you too, Russia. That's probably bad news. I bet they... I'm assuming that was because of an event, right? Like they've actually done an embargo on me or something. Which is probably bad news. What a dick move, frankly. What a dick move. Oh, guys, come on. Just railroad, please. Get there faster. Insufficient resources. Oh, good. Look, I'm out of steel again. Distance relation, minus 30. Why are you not like me, Russia? Just buy from the Cindies. No, I won't. I refuse. Ireland. I'll have you. I'll have you, steel. I could use the extra, consumer goods factories, whatever they're called. Civilian factories, that's the one. How are the Irish doing in this save? I forget. Sean the Maths is apparently the guy leading it right now. Market liberals. Huh. I stuck with Michael Collins in my playthrough. Have we made it all the way back down to where we were all those years ago when we first sent volunteers and I was trying to get an encirclement down here? I do believe I have a sense of deja vu right here. We're at this place again. I think the devs will add tech and events into the 50s. Probably not. Probably not. Right, is everyone in position now, finally? It looks like they are. The AI has finished shuffling. Yeah, for some reason he's moved the fucking Koreans all the way down here now. That'd be why everyone was moving and playing musical chairs. Sigh. Now he's got a red exclamation mark for this plan at the moment. Let's see, what's the problem exactly? Estimated plan value minus 30%. Large river crossing and division still preparing. Sure, I guess I'll let them prepare a bit longer then in that case. But I don't think it's taking into account the fact that the PSA will assist in virtually every combat we start, so... Because we're not technically in the same faction, it's sort of not really taken into consideration by the calculation, I think, so... But we'll let it sit there for a while longer. We're actually in the positive per month for motorized and support equipment right now, so... Sorry, per day, not per month. So we can use this time to rebuild. Well, slim down the deficit of equipment, basically. A bit. Darkest Hour, Kaiserreich had air cavalry for the late game. Well, yeah, but the thing about Darkest Hour was that the base game Darkest Hour extends like into like 1964, I think, is the end date for Darkest Hour. So its tech tree just by default goes much later. A short repose before the winter offensive, I suppose so. Happy Halloween, I guess. It's getting there anyway. Soon. Love that there's just this one Russian division there. I can almost smell Chicago. It's just there. Home before Christmas 43. I don't think so. Maybe 44. I really want to drop a bomb on Chicago. I really want to drop a nuke on Chicago. Ah! I want to do it so bad. I just don't think I can... There just doesn't seem to physically be a way I can do it. $501 days to start researching nuclear bombs right now, anyway. Message from the Philippines. Cancel Lend-Lease, cancel Lend-Lease, cancel Lend-Lease, cancel Lend-Lease. I'm going to assume that is because I've just gone into the positive for something. Yep. We're in the positive for motorized and support equipment. Concentrated Industry 5 is done. Yeah, I guess we could upgrade fuel refining. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Let's add something new here. Medium tanks and mechanized. It is high fucking time we seriously modernize the army. Like, seriously modernize the army. It's going to start with these. It's about all the production I can really spare at the moment, but I suppose I could probably spare some infantry equipment production. But I want some mech divisions. You're currently watching from Chicago. Have some sympathy. I mean, yeah. Let's just call it about 6 months from now. In-game. Gun violence in Chicago is going to shoot up really, really rapidly. Oh, boy. Funny how that's the capital, I guess, because it's still... Yeah, I don't see why they'd move it, would they, really? I've set our sights on Washington, but really, Chicago is the capital of the CSA. Still, we're going to have to get to Washington, I imagine. Taking Chicago won't be enough. Even nuking Chicago probably wouldn't be enough. Besides, it just occurred to me, I suppose, that the old PSA might have some objections to me nuking American soil. No template. Oh yeah, I know. I don't have a template with medium tanks now. Apparently, I must have a template somewhere with mechanized in it though, because yeah, it didn't have anything to say about that. Where are my existing tank divisions? Here we go. Yeah, I did upgrade these guys at least. There are 3 light tanks, some motorized, and some motorized artillery, which is not bad. It's not great at this stage in the war, though. Light tanks in 1943. Really ought to be using mediums. But our army has been consistently a bit backwards for the entire game, unfortunately. But it hasn't stopped us winning, so I guess it's okay. What are you up to, Russia? And why has the music stopped? Hate that glitch. If Russia starts shit, we can nuke them. We could, but unfortunately, I suspect it will have absolutely no effect. Unless Kaiserreich has introduced an event which causes Russia to surrender if you nuke Moscow enough times. Yeah. The Tsar will see my mushroom cloud rising over Moscow and go, ha ha ha, pathetic, and carry on fighting. Because that's nukes in this game. They're rubbish and they're stupid. Hello. Ah, the German government in exile was finally annexed. They had gone. The Kaiser has finally run out of places to run to, I think. Sadly, I'm not sure we'll find out what happened to him. Oh my god, there was a naval battle! Good grief! They actually sent a couple of little escort cruisers and some destroyers up here, and the Japanese Navy, Yamamoto here, absolutely leapt to the opportunity to sink something. Well, Admiral Hugh Mulzac, I'm afraid, my old mate, you were quite tremendously outclassed there, sir. They managed to shoot down one IGD 182. And that's it. And of course it was his B6, it was Yamamoto's B6N Tenzan that did most of the killing. That's Yamamoto. Battleships? Pfft. What does this look like, the 19th century? I'm all about the carriers, mate. Although, did he actually use any in that battle? Well, he must have done, because those naval bombers had to come from somewhere, didn't they? Yeah, wait, yeah, there they are. There's the carriers. 6 carriers in that battle. Alright, wonder how long it takes South Africa to fall. I imagine not very long at all. Yeah, not very long at all. Missing equipment production, carrier casts. Really? Oh, good grief. We're at -1 carrier cast. So we are. Alright, let's cancel this for now. We've got probably more than enough zeros for the minute. There's my carrier cast. There it is. There we go. How goes the world conquest? Well, I don't know about the world. Conquering the world is more of that's kind of what the Sindies are. That's their ballpark. Currently, they seem to have occupied most of the entirety of the African continent. In the meantime, though, we're still marching our way across the USA, the former USA. And at the minute, actually, we've paused the assault. We're kind of just waiting for our divisions to get reorganized and repaired and reinforced a little bit. In fact, we're probably about ready to go now. They're all looking pretty tip-top and ship-shape in Bristol fashion all right now, aren't they? We seem to have maxed out planning. Prep. Everyone's fully organized. Everyone's fully reinforced. And once again, I have a deficit of fucking steel. Why do I have a deficit of steel? Probably because I lost trade influence with someone again, didn't I? Fucking hell. Russia, can I have some steel, please? I hate trade influence. It is an annoying mechanic. Right. Okay. Okay. Go. Oh, look at all those green arrows. There's a couple of reds here. There's a couple of unsightly reds here and there, but oh look, this one looks like it might be turning green. Yep, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. And the Sindies go right to decolonization. Well, right now they're occupying. They're not actually, you know, their war isn't over yet. Having said that, they seem to have liberated Cameroon, so there's that, I guess. And it looks like some others too. Oh, hold on. What have we got here? Kenya. Oh yeah, they're in the process of doing it, looks like. Although, Garangenzi here is a leftover from the Germans. It looks like. But yes. Along with these two. But yeah, they are quickly setting up puppet governments. Gold Coast. Oh, hello. These guys too. Togoland. Syndicalist Africa, yes. Well, we managed to avoid Syndicalist South America in this playthrough, at least, so... Well, what's with these red arrows, game? What's this about? I don't appreciate seeing these red arrows everywhere. Enough of that, thank you very much. Oh, look at all the attrition skulls. Do not like. Look at this dude. He's got this. They've got some random fucking fishermen leading the army. Captain Birdseye over there. Union of Britain decentralized. Yep, the autonomists got voted in at the start of the game. So once the European War was sufficiently over, I guess, old Nicholas here, he broke up the Union. So you got the Scottish Workers' Republic now, you got the Welsh Commune, and you got the what's left of the Union of Britain, which is really now the Union of England. You'd think it would change flag or name or something, really, but guess not. France, I think, went totalist asshole. No, they didn't. They've got the anarchists in charge right now. Interesting. I thought they went totalist, but I guess they didn't. I know Italy did. Yeah, they're still totalists, most popular. Although I think it's these guys that are actually currently in power. Italy did go totalist because they did have Mussolini in charge. And they've just still continued to occupy Greece, except for these little islands here. What happened to the Ottomans? They picked the wrong side. That's what happened to the Ottomans. Russia happened, really, is how I would describe that. Russia happened to the Ottomans. Oh, you churls, why are you attacking here when you could attack here? Dear me. How hard would it be to just give the AI a few little nudges behind the scenes to make them realize that, oh, hello, you could get an encirclement off? I mean, in this place, they probably wouldn't actually, because the Sindhis have a military access to Mexico, so they'd actually just retreat across the border in this particular scenario, but the AI's... This is classic broken clock telling the right time twice a day territory right there. Oh, it's December. It's getting a little snowy out here. Rip West Indies. Why? What about them? They are syndicalist, if that's what you mean. Yes. Yeah, the Ottomans, along with Poland, made the very clever decision, and by clever I mean incredibly stupid decision of joining the Reichspakt pretty much as the Russians were about to take Berlin. Mountain Infantry 2 is done. Cool. Mountain Infantry 3. Let's have a bit of... Where is it? Hey, there we go. Hearts of Iron Classic. So that's well Hearts of Iron 2 soundtrack for a bit. Yeah, I suppose you're right, actually. In a way, the Polish were playing four-dimensional chess with us, because not only is Sikorski still in charge, but their borders have expanded massively versus what they were before, so I guess you're right. The Polish were actually being incredibly clever. Alright, that's done. We could research the A7M Repu, whatever that is. Alternatively, the P1Y Ginga. KI-67, here are you. KI-102. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to research strategic bombers. Why? Because they can carry nukes. If I can get a good enough strategic bomber, maybe, just maybe, there's somewhere I can take off from that will actually be able to reach a target in America. Oh my god, look at the Iwakuro! Super heavy tank! Well, it's not a super heavy tank, it's just a heavy tank. That's the Japanese super heavy, this monstrosity. Let's go for the Chiri. Looks suspiciously like a tiger tank, doesn't it? Modify government. Which, in other words, we can probably make another decision down here. Let's do promote investment in Transamur. I know A7M is a carrier fighter. I just don't know. I'm not familiar with the aircraft, the A7M. Improved Infantry Equipment 3 is done. About a year ahead of schedule. Pretty sure that was it. Yeah, it's a 1944 tech. Guess let's research the Hokey Cokey here. What's the 3D version of it look like? Oh. Interesting. Oh, look, yeah, he has got his M1 Garand knockoff. Ha, sweet. Research. I mean, how is manpower in unfree America? I think they've built it back up a bit. Yeah, they're at 2 million now. They're still on all adults serve, but yeah, they've built it up to about 2 million, 2 and a bit million now. Mostly because I've given them a bit of breathing room. Honestly, I halted my assault for quite a while there. And they're very much on the defensive now. They're not being aggressive anymore, which definitely works in their favor when it comes to manpower. Frozen wastes of Kansas, everybody. It's infuriating me that they still have superior intel. It's really annoying me. I don't know why there's a big doom stack of volunteers over here, but there is. Well, Tanaka will hopefully be overjoyed. He's finally gotten himself into tank country. Also, makeshift bridges! You appear to be fighting across a river right now, matey. So, multiple rivers, in fact. So enjoy that. What were the makeshift bridges they used in real life called? I can't remember now. The pontoon bridges. Bailey bridges? Was that it? The British ones? Do I have resources to build and use those medium tanks? Yes. We've actually built up a decent number of them so far, it looks like. And some mechanized equipment. Might want to consider... Let's see, armored division. Nope, that's not what we're using currently. It's better cav with tonks is currently the... yeah, here we go. I might want to consider switching out this for medium tanks. Okay, we still don't quite have enough. Sadly. Could we switch out some of these for mechanized infantry, though? Would free up more motorized to be used on support brigades. No, still not quite enough, but we'll keep diligently building away. Growing that stockpile. See, finally they've got a general in a proper uniform, but he's just lost. I was about to say that. I thought that was a Marine Corps uniform, and I'm right. Apparently, he has got a bio. This guy. Intel advantage. Not happy about that at all. What are you doing, spies? What are you doing, aside from not breaking this poor guy out of prison? My army has died of dysentery. Who knows? Yay, look at my little tonks. Oh, they've gone now. They've moved. Better cav with tonks. Have you ever seen such a brilliant name for a division? Enemy air superiority. Harumph. PSA, provide me with better air cover, please. Build some goddamn airfields if you have to. For the love of God. I really need to. I really need to consider starting to build anti-air, don't I? I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to start adding anti-air. Well, a division made entirely of tanks is actually a bad idea because it has incredibly low organization. You need some sort of infantry backup. However, the name better cav with tonks is actually slightly misleading because there's no cav. It's all trucks. I just edited the template instead of making the new one. I didn't rename it. Tank heavy divisions are a bad idea IRL too. Yeah, funny that. In Heartsfire 4 specifically, I'm quite fond of doing infantry, foot slogging infantry with heavy tanks. That always seems to work quite well. We're doing a bit differently though in this playthrough. It's mostly light. In fact, it's almost exclusively light tanks right now. I'm trying to upgrade to mediums, but it's slow building, I'm afraid. Because we're trying to upgrade our existing light tanks as well as produce more medium tanks at the moment, and some mechanized as well to go with them. 543 G4M stockpiled. Good God. 385 Tenzans as well. At least it's an improvement over the old days of Darkest Hour, where you could only build like pure. I mean, you had support brigades you could do, but generally that tank division was like a division purely made of tanks, and it cost you about a bajillion industrial capacity to make just one division. It never seemed worth it versus you could use for the same industrial capacity cost, you could build like one tank division, or you could build like 10 infantry divisions. So it always seemed completely stupid to even bother. And you really couldn't afford it either unless you were playing as a really big country like America. I definitely prefer the way it all works in High 4 by comparison. "13 in 4 arty and 1 heavy tank is 1 chunky 40 width division." Yeah, I haven't really played around with 40 width divisions yet, because unfortunately I don't very often play as countries with tons of spare manpower. You know, and as you can see in this scenario here, you know, it's a bit of a slog, but I haven't really needed to switch to 40 width. In fact, I'm using 20 width divisions, and most of them are not very good 20 width divisions either, really. I mean, this is what the majority of it looks like right now. Actually, no, that's not true. This is what the majority of it looks like right now. But yeah. Wow, that's quite a variety of weapons they've got there, isn't it? Where on earth did we get those MP40s from? Oh, we nicked them from the German East Asia, didn't we? That's how we got them. I love that there's still some of those in use. That's quite fun. We've got some French rifles. How on earth did we get those? Are those? They must be from. Surely those must be from like you know, Kingdom of France, not the Commune. Can't tell by the flag. It's too zoomed out, but. Good old 7.2 never goes out of style. I mean, yeah, it gets the job done, doesn't it? In most scenarios, it's pretty solid. I don't think I've ever played a game of Hoi 4 where I've actually managed to get myself like an almost fully mechanized, motorized army. It's just never happened. I always end up relying on the good old 7.2 infantry arty crutch. It's never failed me yet, especially considering I usually tend to go for where is it? Almost always tend to go for superior firepower doctrine. So yeah, I like me some artillery. Probably got captured from a country that got lend-lease from the Commune, maybe. Those rifles have been on quite a journey, I suppose. General elections of 1944. The time has come for a new general election, with the main and opposition parties now running. The choices are more varied than they have been since the late 19th century. After the elections are complete, His Majesty the Emperor will ask the new Prime Minister to form his cabinet. We have 4 choices. The Rikken Seiyukai, the Conservatives, the Minsaito, which are the Liberals, who are currently in power right now, the Showakai, who are the Nationalists, and Shikai Taishuto, the Socialists. You're damn right. It's straw poll time! Let's do this. So last time, it was an incredibly close race between the Social Democrats, I think, and the Liberals. Let's see, Conservatives, Liberals, Social Democrats, Nationalists. Create poll. There we go. Let us see what happens this time. Yes, unfortunately. We might have 76 viewers, but historically, voter turnout in this stream is not terribly high. I suspect because an awful lot of people are watching on mobile and trying to vote in a straw poll on mobile is a pain in the bum, so. The Liberals currently lead it with 8 votes. Social Democrats second with 6 votes, and the Nationalists with 4 votes. Once again, no votes whatsoever for the Conservatives. They are the least popular of all the parties, consistently. The current pie chart has the... Let's see, Shorokai. It has the Nationalists as the second most popular party behind the Minsaito Market Liberals. So the Social Democrats are actually one of the least popular. They have popularity of 1.66%. Not on the straw poll, though. On the straw poll, they're practically the opposition party. Socialists. Shakai Taishuko. No, they're Soc Dems, according to the game. They are Soc Dems, because you go Social Democrats, then you go Radical Socialists, which is the Communist Party. Syndicalists, which is the Japan Federation of Labour, and then you've got the totalist wing of the Japan Federation of Labour, so... Shakai Taishuto, the Social Masses Party, are the Social Democrats. Pretty much the only left-wing party that's allowed to stand for an election in this Japan currently, because if you're a syndicalist, you get thrown in prison. We do not tolerate syndicalist scum in Japan. Social Democrats, that's about as far as we'll let you go. We'll tolerate you. Gotta go. Good luck with the election. See you, JB. It's not a particularly close race this time around. Honestly, it looks like the Liberals have it by a fair margin. I'll leave it running for another minute. Soc Dems just syndicalists in disguise. Now, Joseph McCarthy, calm down. Steady on there. Although, in the America that wins this, I suppose McCarthy will, let's just say he'll have his work cut out. Are you now, or have you ever been, a member of the Combined Syndicates of America? Alright, I'm calling it. The Liberals are winning. They have won the election. 12 votes, 48% of the vote in total. Second place was the Social Democrats with 8 votes, and third place was the Nationalists with 5. The Conservatives coming in last with 0 votes. Thank you for participating in doing a democracy, ladies and gentlemen. It will be the Liberals for another term, for another 4 years. 4 more years of Minsaito, ladies and gentlemen. The Market Liberals continue. Not happy about these red arrows, guys. I expect better. Southern Rhodesia has capitulated. Well, who saw that coming? Oh my god, why does this now belong to Zambia? What is going on? Namibia is a thing. Congo Commune is a thing. Ubangi Shari is a thing. Africa is, yep, starting to actually become Africa instead of a colonized nightmare. Of course, it's instead in Africa populated entirely by syndicalist puppets, of course, which, I don't know, is maybe a bit of an improvement, I would imagine, perhaps. I'm not sure, really. The Great African Jigsaw, yes. We still have, no, we still have our attaché with you. It's just, for some reason, I'm not being able to see some of those fighters down there. Actually, I'm not able to see a lot of them. Guess my guys just aren't participating in them, the full stop, so. Aha! We have you now. You are trapped. We got you pinned against Canada and the Great Lakes here. Man, we really are closing in on Chicago now. We're making some good progress. Even though these arrows look a bit grim, we're definitely making progress. What's the overall state of the army right now? Oof, a bit bruised, to say the least. I think we could probably afford to keep going a bit longer, though. Losses. Well, definitely in our favour. Fielded manpower is pretty huge compared to theirs, although a lot of that is coming from China, who isn't really taking part, the lazy buggers. And there goes South Africa. I guess no more apartheid, which is an objective improvement, actually, quite frankly. Honestly, it's a bit more like the Korean War, Dr. Fat. The Reds were really close to winning the entire thing, and then we arrived and pushed them all the way back again. Except in this scenario, I guess they... Well, I don't know. I was about to say they don't have the equivalent of China to come in and rescue them, but then again, I just looked at Europe and thought, oh, wait a minute. But I don't think it'll happen. It would be interesting if the CSA could do that if they were really close to losing. They could appeal for direct intervention from the Europeans, but I don't think it'll happen. Quite frankly, the Civil War doesn't usually last until 1944, so... My manpower. Yeah, I know. It's going down. Didn't I? I'm pretty sure I said to you, didn't I, Django? I don't want to recruit more divisions precisely because I want to conserve my manpower. I'm going to need it, I said. And I was right, wasn't I? Mr. Django, sir. I was completely fucking correct. Battle planner spares none. Yeah, but on the other hand, did you really expect me to micromanage an entire war across the US? You might be quite insane enough to do that, Django, but I am not. I've got a stream to do here. Some people's civil wars lasted until 1948. Like, without external intervention. Because, wow. Portugal has had enough as well. They finally lost their colonies. So that's them out for good. I think we're going to stop now anyway. We're looking a bit battered. PSA can continue making some attacks here and there if they want to, but that's enough, boys. That's enough. Ah, rescue captured operative is complete. Great news. Now get back to work. Can I get my navy to the east coast if I capture a port? Yes, I could. If I capture, say, Houston, for example, down here, I could actually rebase my navy to Houston. Yep. It's just aircraft I can't rebase over here, but navies, yes, I can. Yeah, it'll be recognized as the PSA. Unfortunately. Bit of a shame, but it is what it is. I know this because I was playing as Ireland, as I said the other night. And I captured London. I captured London as the Irish with no support from anyone else because, as I said, the Canadians and the Americans, they buggered off. It was Irish troops that captured London, and then the event that popped up said it was the Canadians because I was taking it for the Canadians. So it said, Canadian troops entered London, and I was just sitting there like, you fucking bastards. 'Twas the Irish, not the Canadians. From that day forward, the International Herald Tribune was banned in the Republic of Ireland. I still need more steel again. Russia! Can I have some steel again, please? Edward still finds a way to piss off the Irish. Our cipher's been broken by the enemy. Oh, God. That's not great, is it? Fuel refining. Next level of fuel refining, please. Well, do you know what? You can break my cipher if you like. I will just sit here and wait for you to attack. How about we do that, Mr. CSA? How about we do that? Oh, you're not going to attack, are you? Because you don't have enough troops. Yeah. Congratulations, what a waste. Interesting decisions I can do. Guess I could do the Julian industrial region, I suppose, for the Chinese. 150 days, I'm using 8 civilian factories, though. Now, you know what? I don't think I want to do that. Okay, 49 Don Ryu. Let's do that. If I can get the Japanese equivalent of B-29s, our nuclear dream may yet be fulfilled. You never know. We still have a Chief of Air Force. So it don't matter, really. I'll go for air superiority doctrine. You can never really go wrong with air superiority doctrine. Type 5 Chiri is done. Hello! Modern tank. 235 days to research. The Type 61. Tempting. Yeah, exactly, Django. His new job, your new job, Mr. Chief of the Air Force, is to send lots and lots of very angry letters to the PSA government. See what? Instead of researching this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to research NATO self-propelled artillery. Oh, sorry, no, not that. Tank destroyers. It actually has a little unique picture for it too, which is kind of neat. It doesn't always do that. Let's do the arty. Outdated equipment in production. Boosh. We might now have enough to actually upgrade some stuffs here. Medium tanks. Ah! Brilliant. Can we upgrade some of you to mechanized? Yeah. Can we upgrade some more to mechanized? No. But we will slowly phase out the motorized with mechanized and get likewise with the tanks here. In fact, I could probably just add light tanks. Yeah, I can just add medium tanks to it. Instead of replacing. Fuck it, do that. Do that. Makes my combat width 21, which is a bit awkward, but I can live with it. Mounted infantry 3 is done. Cool. Marines 3, I guess? Considering we do have quite a few Marines. M41 wanker bulldog, eh? Your autocorrect is telling me all I need to know about you, mate. Low manpower. Oh, crumbs, yep. It's a problem. Alright. Do you know what? I also want to change the logo. Make it a katana. There we go. Right, not quite fully reinforced yet, but soon. What is it miss? What are they missing exactly? Is it just manpower? Yeah, I think they just need more manpower to reinforce. Oh my god, I've got Indian tanks in here. Just realizing that, look. We've got small Baratia commune tanks. Yeah, they seem to have everything they need equipment-wise. I think they just need more manpower. Folks, can we just get rid of these lads in their little pocket here, please? Instead of just standing there. Oh, it's Crazy Milton again. I'm sorry, what? Nearly 2,000 defense. They get 20% just for being the CSA, apparently. Country plus 20%. Fucking excuse me? Where is that coming from? They have like a... Oh, they are getting defense bonus. Push against the Pacific. Oh, they've got their Civil War, like, decision things they can do. That's cheeky. They're technically getting to use that in an international war right now. Fighting for America. Ugh, they have some actually quite good, you know, national spirits here. Their 25% buff ends in June. Good. Have we seriously lost this fight? Unbelievable. Again. Oh my god. They have air support as well, just to rub salt in the wounds. All right, fine. Well, the problem is they won't starve either, will they? Because they're being supplied via Mexico. Oh, so annoying. Wait a minute. Yeah, they're not out of supply. Ah, there is this up here. He's not having nearly so much luck, although he's still got 1,700 fucking defense. Oh my god. Absolute filth. But they're still losing just because they're that outnumbered. Thank God. Ah, the Type 4 is done. Right. Now the NATO, honestly. Yes. Indeed, Django. It's the kind of figures I would expect to see when playing the New Order with, like, 1960s tech. Wow, could you guys march any slower? At least we can wipe these buggers out. That defense, though. Modified to 249% due to air support plus 15%, entrenchment plus 5, terrain plus 22%, country plus 20%, and commander skill plus 40%. Oh, filth! I tell you, filth. Pure filth. I'm sorry, they're using... Oh, wait, yeah, I was about to say 58 width divisions. No, but they're using... I get what you mean. They're using 58 combat width. Yeah, they've apparently got some chonky divisions. I think we could probably take a look at that, actually, if our internal's good enough. Let's have a little look here. What we got? Infantry, template 13. That's the most numerous. Battalions, 14 infantry and 4 artillery. Yeah, they're using some pretty chonky divisions. "14 infantry and 4 artillery. Yikes. With engineer companies, cavalry recon detachments, support anti-tank as well, and logistics. Support anti-tank. Means even my tanks are going to get a bit of a dropping. That's mean. That's a pretty mean template they've got there. Yeah. Venezuela elect a syndicalist government. Please no. Please don't bring syndicalism back to South America. We only just finished eliminating it. Yeah, their combat width for their division is probably something random, weird, like 38 or something, but still wider than mine. Make a few little pushes here and there. One at a time. This is going to be slow progress, but banging our heads repeatedly against the wall here is also going to be very costly, so. God damn it. PSA, where is your Air Force? Well, that failed. We've got the intel advantage now, at least. We're just gonna have to wait until after June, aren't we? We're gonna have to wait until their advantage is gone. It's gonna be too damn costly otherwise. Insufficient resources. Story of the campaign, that. Insufficient resources. Some nuclear reactors are underway. Wonderful thing about nukes, they don't require resources. Oh look, it's low trade influence with China. Who'd have thought? Who'd have seen that coming, eh? Why do I have lower trade influence with my own allies and puppets than I do with my rivals? I probably have higher trade influence with the fucking syndicalists at this point. Can we upgrade Yamashita? By Jingo, we can. With anything good? Protect your damage reduction against Cass. You know what? Fucking take that now. Fortress Buster. Do they really have a lot of fortresses? They kind of don't, do they? Skirmisher enables probing attack. Paratroopers. No, we're not using paratroopers because we can't use planes. Is he making much progress right now? 95% done to skilled staffer. 85% of the way to mountaineer, although he's not going to be improving that anytime soon. We're out in the mountains. Fuck it, research the Type 61. Look at that, some sweet, sweet progress. Modern tanks are really good, but they use chromium. Alright, good to know. I mean, we have a lot of chromium that we can access. So that's probably not going to be an issue for us. We have access to a heck of a lot of chromium. So, oddly enough, we could probably build a bunch of heavy tanks and modern tanks if we wanted to. How's the stockpile looking? We've got lots of light tanks stockpiled. Wow. Let's see. I was about to go militia. What are you doing here? And then I realized, oh, it's the Koreans. Do we want to try this again? Okay, your defense is still ridiculous. It's not as ridiculous as it was, though. You're still fucking winning, though, aren't you? You twat. Alright guys, come on, get the tanks in. Get those tanks in. Panzer expert, eh? I suppose I could just pinch that medal from you and pin it on me instead. That would be nice. Welp, never mind. Those nuclear reactors, they coming on quite nicely. Hopefully they are. I could really use some. Some bombs, that is. Big nuclear bombs. Just turn the whole of the eastern US into a big pile of radioactive waste. Because I'm slowly losing the will to care about the fate of the civilians. This is why you had to switch to 40 width, by the way. Yeah. I can see why. I get it now. Yeah, I know. I've still got to research the bomb. Unfortunately. How's our research coming along? What's the next thing to complete? Probably this. Then the Marines. Yeah, after the Marines are done, we'll I'll take a look at how long it would take us to start researching the bomb. Well, we made it this far. It's not too bad. We could, let's see, if we're selective, we could probably pick on a few provinces that are mostly guarded by militia, and like this one here's a good one. Oh, what, you guys don't feel like helping? Let's see, where else? Say 2 militia and 1 infantry province. 3 militia here. Damn it, really? It's that one infantry division so beast mode that it's halting the whole thing. Actually, no, it seems to be picking up now. Good. No, don't push. Don't. It's alright, we got more people on the way. You guys holding here? You are. Brilliant. Well done. Well done. At what point do you get Southern Texas? Oh, you mean because I declared war for it or whatever with my war justification? I'm not going to get it, man. That's like the justification for the war. It doesn't really matter in the long run. It's not like you're playing Crusader Kings or EU4 where you claim a thing and then you get it in the peace deal afterwards and then that's that. This is Hearts of Iron 4. You can claim fucking whatever province you like, but the war is only going to end with you having completely capitulated the enemy with a total victory, at which point you can then divide up the country whatever the hell way you like. So... you can claim Danzig and take over half of Europe. Yeah. What kind of scumbag would do that, eh? Who would do something like that? Oh, dear. Yeah, nice try, lads. Nice try. I'm surrounding those 3 big fat 40 wits, and I'm gonna destroy them. I'll wipe them off the face of the earth. And there's nothing you can do about it. PSA, sorry, CSA. I'd like to take a little airfield there as well, actually, at some point. That would be rather nice. Right, this will be the tough bit here, potentially. No, it's 2 militias and a marine division. I think we might be okay. Just hopefully they won't reinforce it with something chonkier. Sorry, Captain Birdseye. Not today. Beautiful. Little micromanagement goes a long way from time to time. Ah, 2 militia divisions in this one. Hello! Meet my artillery-equipped dudes. Militia here as well. Boosh. No, don't lose. Don't lose! I mean, they weren't losing, but that's better. They have reinforced with some infantry and some mechanized, unfortunately. Oh, stop reinforcing, you clowns! You're ruining everything. Agent captured. Great. See, this is a feature I really don't like. It's that when your agents get captured and then you have to do a little... This is a level of micromanagement I can't stand. If I had one tweak that I'd like to make to the intelligence system, what I would do is that when an agent gets captured, there basically just is a cooldown. There's a cooldown, and at the end of the cooldown, a dice is rolled, and you basically... a dice which can be modified by researching various things up here, I suppose, probably. And then you do the dice roll, and you find out whether the agent escaped or was killed, or just continues to be imprisoned, and then it rolls it again, or something. Because having to repeatedly, constantly go through here, take an agent away from something he's doing... in order to prepare this and then execute it to get your prisoners back, and it's annoying. It's annoying to have to constantly deal with that. It's especially annoying if you're playing as a country with a ton of spies like the UK or something. It's just a level of micro that doesn't add anything to the game and is frankly annoying to deal with. So, oh, we are sending these guys packing slowly but surely. Brilliant! Now, guys, I need you to hold this. Or take it back, in fact, as the case may be. No, no, people, come on, you were so close. You were so close to victory. Jesus Christ. Makeshift bridges, that might help a little bit, I don't know. Do you get to use those medium tanks? Yeah, I've deployed a few of them in my armoured divisions. For all the difference it's really made, which is to say basically none. Right. The bomb. 335 days. That's starting to look reasonable. Do it. Let me guess. More steel? That's what I thought. Oh, I've got as much steel as I can get from the Russians. Can the PSA give me some more? Yep. Oh, hey, we finally briefly did it, and then it was gone again. Curses. Maybe we can quickly get these guys. Hold on. Quickly, quickly, folks. No commander, eh? That won't do them any favours. They're marching to relink up. Quick, quick, destroy them. Oh, you nearly did it. You got one of them. Close, but no fucking cigar. Never mind, we got some of them. People keep saying this. Get 40 width divisions. Get 40 width divisions. With what manpower? I'm sorry, but Jesus, guys. Actually, what would help a bit is if I, let's see. Okay, that's a decent submarine fleet now. The rest of these... delete. Send it back to the manpower pool. So that really made no difference at all. What if I had pause? It's made fuck all difference. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I was expecting a bit of a manpower boost there for getting rid of all those ships, but never mind. Ships use little manpower. I mean, they use a surprisingly large amount, actually, to be honest. I mean, when I was playing as Ireland, I managed to get a whole new wave of divisions produced just by disbanding my 10 destroyers. So I was kind of hoping for a bit more there. Never mind. Well, Operation Encircle the Bastards didn't quite work the whole way we'd hoped it would. Never mind. Oh, well, though, we did make a bit of progress up here, at least. Also, guys, you really don't need to garrison the lake. You don't need to garrison the lakeshore. It's fine. You can go elsewhere. Marines 3 is done. Hurrah. Air, JN Renzan. Japanese knockoff B-17 by the looks of things. Any progress we make down here? We're so close to the Gulf of Mexico right now. So close. Because, I mean, yeah, here's the thing. Like, if we can get a naval base secured on the East Coast, I can move some of my navies around here. And rather crucially, what that will also mean is I can... I mean, it won't be much, but it will be something. I can actually deploy some of my carrier aircraft to help out in the coastal sort of regions. And maybe do some shore bombardment as well. So, yeah. Why do you keep yelling the airbase at me? The airbase is currently guarded by one of the big fat infantry divisions and some militia. I don't think I can... I'm not going to bother trying to attack it just yet until I can do so from multiple directions. Oh, make that 2. Right. Meanwhile, up here, that's just a gaggle of militia. We can deal with them. We're getting into that area now where each province we take is definitely a win because it's removing factories. Look, you can even see a little factory right there. Come on, guys. Fucking music's gone again. Stop doing that. It's eerily quiet and I don't like it. It's quiet, sir. Too quiet. Now, if only we could push to this lakeshore here. Okay, right, the music is finally back. Goodness me. I'm not sure I can smash through that with just 3 artillery divisions. Might be able to take this bit though. Let's give it a go. Oh, fuck's sake, never mind. Just looking up and down the line now, looking for weak points, really. Ah, here's one. Here's a couple, actually. This one looks like it's got a bunch of factories in it, too, so... Banzai! Oh yeah, lots of militia down in this neck of the woods. Okay. We're officially in Texas, which means we're going to start robbing them of their oil too. Crazy national spirit from occupying parts of Asia would have been really good. Yeah, it would have. Never mind. As would have that nuclear tech bonus that we would have got for having territory in Korea. Mistakes were made, I'll admit it. Slowly, slowly, slowly. But democracy, Dave, well, indeed. Indeed. Just give it a go. See how we do. Maybe we'll get somewhere, you never know. Or not. Or we could fail miserably. I'm curious, so, what are the syndicalists up to? Still fighting in... Was this a naval invasion, or are they just mopping up? I can't tell. Because Africa seems to be pretty much locked down. The Australians still haven't quite taken all of the East Indies, but... I'm just wondering when they're going to start coming for Canada. Looks like the Princely Federation's winning here as well. The clock is ticking, Canada. I don't think you're much longer for this world. Do you know what would be amazing is if you PSA divisions actually gave me a hand here. That would just be so sweet. But you won't do it, will you? Oh no. Don't know what the heck was that. That was supposed to be about that just there. Anyway. I spy with my little eye more militia divisions. Imamura. Can we upgrade? You know what? Camouflage expert continues to look nice, considering they have air superiority most of the time. This is such an unreasonable war. Look at us, winning a world war in the 1940s with no air superiority whatsoever. The logic defies reason. How long does a day take in real time? 24 hours, typically, Spot. Sorry, it was a cheap shot, but I had to take it. Experimental rockets. Look how my air doctrines just kind of stalled because I swiftly began to realize there was no fucking point in continuing. Oh dear. Oh wow, we actually have a few jet planes that have with actual names instead of generic silhouettes. Nakajima KI 190 Ryujin. G12N Shari. Still researching this. Modern tanks, I would like some. Tell you what, let's start working on 1945 brigade thingies, support brigades. This campaign's kind of running out of steam. I mean, I could just hit this evil button here and just watch the fireworks, and we probably would actually get there eventually, but it would just be at a horrendous cost. The saving grace, really, is the fact that they have a lot of militia deployed at the minute still. Presumably, they're getting it through those Civil War event decisions that pop up constantly for Civil War factions. So, at any given time, like a good just 40% or so of their army is these terrible militia, which is actually allowing us to make progress in certain areas. National focus trees and decisions are kind of over. Oh, that's what you mean, right? Yeah. No, we're reaching that late game point. This is what I was saying the other day with Kaiserreich. It really needs to have. What am I looking for? Kaiserreich really needs to extend its tech tree to about 1948 at the very least, because Kaiserreich always lasts longer than vanilla does. Vanilla, you know, you can usually finish World War II around sort of like sometimes 43 if you're doing really well, so around 44, you know. So the tech tree is okay for vanilla, but Kaiserreich is sort of it's weird because you don't get one big war. You actually usually get two, at least two. And Kaiserreich can typically go on until like 1948 at the least, which means you really need more tech to work with than what we currently get. Like I said, if Kaiserreich had the road to 56 tech tree, it would basically be perfect. I might be able to add some more tanks. Some more medium tanks, I mean. Medium tank destroyers? Medium tanks. Estimate to... Oh, excellent. Excellent. I don't suppose we could have another. I'm going to have to go in about half an hour as well, by the way. It's just so you know, guys. Okay, no, I can't quite do that, but... Alrighty. Alright. Save. 4,500 additional manpower needed to fill divisions. 300 additional medium tanks needed, and we've got 473 available. Can we add any mechanized? Yes, we can. Maybe I should be adding mechanized instead of replacing the motorized. Make these some seriously fat divisions. No, their militias don't have any anti-tank. Their main infantry divisions do. Their terrible militias don't. Oh wow, we have 6k available motorized. That's huge. We don't have unlimited manpower, so I can't just add fuckloads of trucks here. Right, I'll go with that for now. Tanaka's purple tank divisions are going to get a little bit heftier. SPGs would be nice to have. They would, wouldn't they? That would require me to make some, though. Cipher for the Russian Empire is fully decrypted. Nice, I guess. Oh my good golly gee, I have 10,000 artillery stockpiled. Holy shit. Okay, we could probably back off that a bit for now. Woo! That's a lot of, yeah. Let's see. SPGs. No template. Yes, I know there's no template. There will be, though. Airbase north of I mean, yeah, maybe we can get away with this. On the other hand, no, we definitely can't, because all I've got here is these idiots. There's no way this will work. Yeah, that's what I thought. Meanwhile, down here in Texas, do I get greedy or not? That is the question here, isn't it? Hey, Ruskies, Americans, help, please. Never mind. Still have, yeah, my purple army still has a few random, it still has a few of these random basic bitch infantry, unfortunately, which I could probably change up for better, but okay, it's not going to be, okay, it's not that manpower expensive. All right, that's actually reasonable. Okay, do it. I thought that was going to cost me like 100k manpower or something, but actually, no, it's okay. It's fine. Yeah, move down here so I can encircle you later, you silly bastard. These guys, the ones I just upgraded, they're my ancient Gobi Desert veterans. We're now finally rejoicing. At last, the Emperor has sent us some field hospitals and engineers and artillery guns. That's the thing, actually. I've just realised. The more land we take for the PSA, the more resources they can trade with us. This would be such a juicy little corridor to close off, wouldn't it? If only we could manage it. Maybe we can. Maybe. It's a shame we can't attack from this direction. But we are going to need to take this bit as well for it to work, unfortunately. But it would be a step in the right direction. Welcome back, Dr. Fat. Home by Christmas night 44 is a wish that won't come true. I know, that year went by in no time at all, didn't it? Oh well. Maybe 1945? We'll have the bomb by then, at least. Hopefully we've got somewhere we can base some planes out. I have to drop it. Okay, looks like we're going to hold this at least. Guess that's the one saving grace. They might be rock hard on the defense, the CSA, but they're a bit shite at attacking. Apparently. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. I'd love to march straight into this, but that would leave me a little bit cut off. Actually, go for it anyway. Yep, they've realised what's up, haven't they? Oh, God. March faster! Oh, man, I wish we had some of those tanks down here now. I could reassign a few here and there, actually. Ooh. No, they've moved the 40 widths in, and we're stopped dead in our tracks. Bollocks. Never mind. Just wait and bide our time, and maybe a window of opportunity will present itself here. Yeah, the old Hoi 2 soundtrack is nice. Could go this way as well if this province is weaker. Oh, they're reinforcing the pocket now. Interesting. Oh, did we not manage to take this in the end? That makes me sad. This is all frustratingly static, isn't it? Have another go, guys. If you can just make it to the coast, please, please. What are the PSA using right now? Are we able to have a look? Probably not. No. Oh, okay, we've got some estimates. Yeah, the PSA look like these pretty fat divisions in all. If those numbers are correct. Even if the minimum numbers are correct, that's some pretty fat divisions. Although that is the total for 3. So, maybe not actually. Oh, close. So close. Come on. I believe in you. At the trot, gentlemen. You need to move slightly faster than the Americans. You've asked this question before, Dr. Fan. I'll say exactly the same thing I did last time. He'd probably think it was childish nonsense. You have asked that question before, yes. I don't know how they're getting in there so fast. No, I really have no clue, I'm afraid. Well, we'll just have to try again, won't we? Look at their recovery rate as well. Cheesy gits. Divisions are slow because they're under red air. Oh. Yeah, that'd explain it, wouldn't it? Ugh, just look at that. Disgusting. Don't even have air superiority on the west coast. Paradox. Paradox, can you fix this shit, please, for the love of God? Like, it doesn't even make sense in vanilla. In real World War II, the RAF based aircraft on Soviet soil. Up in the north here, they did it. I fucking hate it so much. Could be shooting down so many CSA planes right now, but no. Here we go again. You guys could help, you know. That would be just beautiful if you did. No? No, okay then. You sit there eating your cheeseburgers. Don't mind me. Could do Diplo command and invite the PSA into my faction. I don't know how to do that for one thing, and for another thing that would really be seriously cheating. Considering there's supposed to be a way for them to do it normally, but I'm beginning to suspect that they won't choose to join a faction until after the war's over. Just the same as the CSA can't join the syndicalists in Europe. The PSA can't join us until they've won, at which point it sort of ceases to become particularly relevant. I don't suppose there's a console command that can make them join my faction, is there? Because I'm starting to think it might be a good idea. Oh yeah, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. It will be the final insult. They will join the Entente. What is the definition of insanity, Mr. Einstein? Well, young man, it is doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result. Yes, I agree. Part of me is very tempted to just hit the button, but I know my manpower will dissolve like a cube of sugar in a cup of tea if I do it. Oh god, PSA, don't garrison this. What are you doing? Well, I begin to suspect we're just going to have to sit here and wait until we've researched nukes. And even then, I don't know if I can actually get bombers over here in order to take advantage of it. I'd have to nuke the UK, the starting CSA states. Well, I mean, I could, yeah, that's assuming I want to go down the route of trying to make them surrender. I was really actually more at this point thinking just fucking using 1 billion tactical nukes on their front line, really. Because it's kind of getting to that point, isn't it? Assuming I can reach them, that's a tall order, considering I don't have a lot of places I can take off from. Considering I don't have Hawaii. Even the fucking Australians have these. I'd have to take off from, like, down there or here or something like that, and I just don't think it can be done. Like, yeah. That's like intercontinental ballistic missile range, really. No, Mumbles, I can't. I will explain once again for the benefit of people who aren't familiar and have potentially just joined. But I cannot use any airfields in America because the Pacific States of America are not in my faction. And if they're not in my faction, I'm not allowed to use their airports. Which means I have a massive air force that's just sort of sat around here doing nothing in Asia, which I cannot use because there is nowhere to base it out of. I can't use any of these airports we capture in America. Any of them. I can't even do a naval invasion over here, take territory that belongs to me, and therefore, say for example, naval invade Florida, take this airport here, because I cannot get my troops around here to a naval invade, because in order to do a naval invasion, you need to have naval superiority in every sea zone on the way to the target. And unfortunately, if I demonstrate here, my navy can only reach down the Mexican coast about this far. It can't go all the way through the Panama Canal and up to the American East Coast. It can't go far enough. So that's the chief problem, really. I cannot invade Mexico because Mexico are part of the Third International, so declaring war on Mexico will put me at war with, well, basically half the planet. So that's not an option. We can't naval invade from Texas either, because we can't naval invade from a faction that is not part of our... Well, from a nation that's not part of our faction either. It's the same problem. We can't launch a naval invasion from the Pacific States of America's territory. So basically, the only option available to us is to slowly slog our way across the continental United States from west to east. And that advance, we made it pretty far, considering the Pacific States were pushed all the way back to here at one point. But unfortunately, we've pretty much stalled here because the CSA has started deploying really thick 40-width divisions, which my troops just are incapable of breaking through. So basically, it's a stalemate. Although I can't help but notice that's now turned yellow. Don't tempt me, Frodo. Yeah, LA was in danger at one point. PSA were very close to capitulating. Well, you just watch all these arrows turn red. Yep, there they go. Well, looks like we're making progress in a few places. Lots of red in the south, yeah, I know. So, we can make a bit of progress here, but the problem is it comes at the cost of vast quantities of manpower, unfortunately. I could go up a manpower law over here, but doing so will give us some significant debuffs to our factory output and so on. So it'd be less of an issue, honestly, if the Chinese were willing to get involved. But I think the problem the Chinese have is that they don't actually have military access for the Pacific States of America. And even if they did, I'm not sure if the AI is smart enough to actually move its troops over here. I mean, I could give it a try, though. Let me just do a save again. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking just tagging over to Django? No. tagging over to China with their vast quantities of divisions and asking the Pacific States for military access and then seeing what happens, basically. But I need to do their tag first. I'm going to assume it's Fen still. FNG, okay. Tag FNG. Okay. Look at us, we're playing as China. Right, so what we do now is we go over here and we ask for military access. They will accept. And let's see, SIA for you guys. I'm going to do it for the whole damn alliance. Ask for military access. Tag VIN. And we'll see if this actually makes a difference. I don't know if it will. Tag BRM. Ask for military access. Because the AI is just not stupid enough to do this by itself. I mean, not stupid enough, not clever enough. Quite the opposite. And then tag FHI. I'm not expecting really the Philippines to contribute a huge amount. China's the big one. Because China, they actually have a surprisingly advanced military. Tag Jap. There we go. Back to normal. And we can turn off T-debug. There we go. See what happens. Am I detecting any movement? Sadly, no. They do have military access to the Pacific States, but unfortunately, as I suspected, the AI is in fact too stupid to actually... Oh, man. Hang on a minute. Well, you could always do that. Over there! Over there! The Chinese are on their way over there! Okay. Ahem. Right. Off you go, everybody! I'm just going to empty the entirety of China, and now if Russia invades, we're dead. But... right. This is... See, here's the funny thing. This is how you, normally in vanilla, certainly back when I did it in Darkest Hour. Let's stop this now. The way you typically conquer America's Japan in Darkest Hour was you would do exactly this. You would use China to do it. Right. Oh, hello, Siam. Can we request forces from you? No, I don't think we can, because you're not a puppet, unlike China. Philippines, though. They have 47 divisions? Fucking hell, Philippines. You've been busy, haven't you? I know you're obsessing over the templates, Django. Stop trying to ruin my fun. I'm deliberately ignoring you right now. Oh, and there's a whole bunch of extra Korean ones too. Yeah, I'll be needing the rest of those as well, thanks. human wave attacks will win regardless of quality. Oh shit, hello. We're actually being pushed back. Slightly. Although we're also gaining a bit of ground, so yeah, whatever. Human waves will attacks will win. Yes, well, exactly. If we can square off the Chinese into their own little army. They certainly won't run out of manpower. Unassigned divisions. Yeah, that's all of the Chinese divisions are unassigned. Have we got only 62 of these done so far? Oh well. Unfulfilled import requests from all of my puppets. Air wings. Yep, I know. Go away. Decisions available. Anything important? I'm just doing a little last check on these icons on the top here because unfortunately it's time for me to go. Just as we managed to get the Chinese involved, I'm afraid I do actually have to go. Sorry about that, folks. But time waits for no man, unfortunately. It doesn't even wait for the Chinese infantry divisions. Just for you, Django, though, I will check what their... I will check... I'm bringing across all the garrisons, too. Oh, my God. I will check what their template is. Okay, that's the template. It's pretty chonk. Combat width 34. Yeah. We've even got anti-tank. Look at that. Super chonk. Yeah, so very chonky Chinese divisions with plenty of manpower to replace the losses on their way, looks like. Even got some mountain divisions. Good grief. And some militia, but whatever. What about the Philippines? I'm genuinely a bit curious about these, you know. Okay, that's not very good. Yeah, well, that's not try not to rely too much on the Filipinos, I guess. What about Vietnam? That's not too bad. Although I suspect Vietnam doesn't have the manpower to burn in quite the way China does, so fair enough. Anyway, yeah, the Chinese army's pretty solid, to be fair, with the exclusion of like the garrison divisions that I've decided to bring across, perhaps somewhat foolishly. So many of them, I'm actually struggling to select them all. I'd like to select all of these. Yeah, you guys can stay behind. Yeah, we don't need you. Okay. Are we on stream 6? I think we might be. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you very much for watching. Next time, hopefully with the arrival of the Chinese, we will put an end to this syndicalist nonsense. I look forward to doing so. So I hope you'll join me for that. And in the meantime, I suppose I'd better do my civic duty as a Twitch streamer and raid somebody. Let's see. Ooh, some alphas playing the Darkest Dungeon. So, off you go. Let's go see. Let's say hello to Zamalf. As usual, seems to stream at roughly the same time of day I do, so we always end up raiding him, it seems. But he's playing some more Darkest Dungeon with some mods and whatnot in his second run through. I will probably be lurking over there for a bit. But yeah, cheers, my dears. See you again soon, maybe tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow, in fact. And yeah, have a good one. Hopefully next stream will be the last Japanese stream. That's my plan. I want to beat the CSA, and then we're gonna call it for the campaign. At which point we can then move on to something else, and then either that will be the Commune of France, or it will be some other game to play as a little bit of an interlude in between Kaiserreich campaigns. We'll see anyway. But regardless, thanks very much, everyone, and I'll see you then. Toodaloo. Amnesia, he says. Oh, please, no.